guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Monday, which means it's time for a 5x5. If you haven't seen a 5x5 before, the idea is very simple. I spend 5 minutes talking about 5 different subjects related to magic. There is a countdown timer at the bottom. It counts down to 0. When I get to 0, we move on to the next topic. It's quick and it's snappy. And today, I'm going to be doing a very specific 5x5 that I had a couple of people ask me for, and I thought it was a really good idea. I'm going to do a Jay Sankey special, but it's actually more specific than that. Jay is very well known for creating magic that involves writing on the back of a playing card or on the front of a playing card. He does a lot of stuff with drawings and writing on cards. I think there's about 40 or 50 routines that he's actually created, which is insane. Anyway, what I thought that we'd do is do a 5x5 special where I take 5 of my favourite Jay Sankey effects where he's writing and drawing on playing cards, perform them to you and explain to you why they're so good and where you can learn them from. I think this would be a really fun idea. If you've never done an effect where you're drawing on playing cards before or you're writing on playing cards, it really gets a great reaction from the audience. And the reason is, your average layman, they've got that deck of cards in their house and they've had it there for 100 years and they bring it out to do family games night or whatever it may be, and then it's packed away nice and neatly. The thought of you just coming along and ripping playing cards and writing on playing cards, they can't even comprehend that. So when you take a deck of cards and you start writing on them, it immediately grabs people's attention. It's a great hook. But the other thing is, it makes it really permanent. People know that a Sharpie marker is a permanent marker pen. When you write on a card, they know that that ink is not going to move. So when you start manipulating that ink or moving that ink, honestly, the reactions are really good. So Jay, as I say, has published so many routines with writing on cards. It's one of the things that I think he's done best through his career. I've picked 5 of my favourites. In all honesty, I could do another 2 5x5s just on this subject alone, if you want me to. The whole point of these videos is I do the videos I'm asked for. So if you want to see another video like this, let me know in the comments. But I'm going to get into it. I'm going to perform 5 routines and talk about why I like them so much. So without further ado, let's get going. Before we get into this, guys, I just want to say the reason I've got the Netflix logo behind me, we're actually filming today. We've been filming for the last couple of days, some of the content for Netflix. We're going really well creating the content and getting it all edited and getting it all up there, and we're well ahead of schedule, which is awesome. But I realised I needed to film a 5x5, so I thought, as I'm here anyway, let's take a break from filming for Netflix and I'll film this 5x5. So that's why I'm actually here, just in case you're wondering what's going on behind me. That's why I'm actually in the sort of the Netflix filming studio. So the first routine I want to talk to you about is one that is very iconic to Jay Sankey. I know when I first got into magic and Jay's name was absolutely everywhere, this had just been marketed and everybody was talking about it. And I think it's become so old that you don't see many people doing it anymore, which is a real shame because it's an incredible routine. It really is. I'm talking about Snowstorm. Now, this was originally marketed as a standalone trick. You got some cards in with it, and Jay went through the whole thing, and it was originally written up on paper. I don't think Jay's ever put it in a DVD project, but it was in volume 2 of the Definitive Sankey, which is the books that Vanishing Ink brought out, which was kind of a retrospective of a lot of Sankey's work. Anyway, what makes this routine so strong is it's something that everybody can relate to. Because what happens in the routine is you draw a snow globe on a playing card, they sign the snow globe, and so they sign the back of the card that the snow globe's written on, and then you shake it and the snow inside actually starts to shake. And then you shake it again and it turns into, the snow turns into the card that someone's named. Now, I love the use of the shake change in this routine because everybody knows that you take a snow globe and you shake it, and when you shake it, that's what causes the snow to shake up. Everybody knows that. So the move that you actually use to do this effect is so motivated, and the construction behind it is so good because you bring out you have someone pick a card, it's lost into the deck, and then you draw the snow globe on the front of the playing card, you show it to everybody, and at that point, it's just 2 shake changes, which gets you into the position where you've actually got this card revelation at the end. Now, the other nice thing about this routine is it's signed. So they sign the snow globe, apparently the normal snow globe, it then goes through 2 changes, And then at the end, you give them the card back with no funny moves, and it's still got their signature at the back, but now the snow's all changed into the card that they named. So it makes a really good giveaway. And I talked earlier on, I talked in the intro about how when ink changes on a playing card, it really has an impact on a lay audience. This is a perfect example of that, because they see that snow globe, they see the snow there settled, then they see it all over the place. And just when that's happened, you then kick them in the teeth by shaking it one more time and having it reveal what the person's card is, which brings it full circle. There's no table required, and you can reset this immediately. Just have a couple of the gimmicks in your pocket. It takes a few seconds to make, and you're good to go again. Let's have a look at the routine right now. I love it. It's one of Jay's best. So, Sarah, can you help me with the card trick? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Amazing. It's a really good trick, I promise. So you're gonna pick a card from this deck. So I'm gonna riffle down my my deck with the thumb. Just say stop anytime you want to.
Stop.
You happy there?
Yeah.
Cool. I don't want to see the card, so I'm going to turn around. Can I show you and the camera? Can you both see it?
Can see, yeah.
Brilliant. Now I'm going to pop it down in the middle of the deck, and I want you to see that it really does go down into the middle. Now, as well as being a magician, I don't know if you know this, but I am one of the world's greatest artists. I'm incredible. Shut up. I am incredible at art. And I'm going to take this card, and it doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to take a random card, and I'm going to draw something here, and I think you'll think this is brilliant. Let me just bring it down here. What do you think of that? It's a snow globe. I've even gone to the trouble of putting... Well, there's snow at the bottom as well.
Right, okay.
Either that, it's a man with very little hair and a lot of dandruff. I don't know. But I genuinely think this is the greatest snow globe of all time.
Right.
Now, I'm going to give you this snow globe as a souvenir in a minute. So that you can, I want you to hang it on your wall. But before you do, we need to write your name in it. Do you want to sign it, or do you want me to?
No, you can. It's fine.
I'll just put Sarah on the back of it. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Cool. So, there we go. Dry? Yes, it is. So we have a card that has your name on it, and it's got a snow globe, and you can see the snow right there settled.
Yeah.
Do you know why the snow is settled in the snow globe?
No.
It's because we haven't shaken it up. I mean, if you've ever seen a snow globe, when you shake it, the snow goes everywhere. So if I take this snow globe and give it a shake, what happens is, you can probably see, look, the snow goes everywhere. Look, it's starting. That's what happens when you take a snow globe and you shake it. But you picked a card, didn't you?
I did.
This is not a normal picture of a normal snow globe. This is a magical picture of a magical snow globe. And the snow inside there can tell me the name of your card. You see, if I just give this snow globe one more shake, I can actually have it. Look, the snow has actually changed right there into a 5 and a diamond. Was your card the 5 of diamonds?
Yes.
Yes, it was. It's still got your signature on. Like I said, you can keep this as a souvenir and hang it on your wall. So, the next routine we're going to be looking at is Forgery. Now, I learnt this years and years and years ago. One of the very first big magic books that I bought was Richard's Almanac, the Collected Almanac. Richard Kaufman bought out a series of magazines over a period of time, and then a few years later, after the magazine ceased publication, he bought out a Collected Almanac of all of these magazines. It's one of the best books of magic ever, in my opinion. And that's where I first found out about Jay Sankey. Before the DVDs and before the marketed tricks and anything else, Jay published a lot of material in Richard's Almanac, and this was in here. I think it was 1983. You can also learn it in the definitive Sankey collection from Vanishing Ink. But this is an amazing example of Jay's cleverness when it comes to routining. First of all, it's got a great hook. You talk about forgery, you talk about, hey, have you ever seen somebody, or have you heard about people forging signatures? Well, let me show you how that works. So it's got a really good hook. But you know what? In order to get into this, it's a shuffle deck in use. And all you need to do is have a card in your pocket, which takes 3 seconds to prep. You just draw an X on it, that's it. So you have a card in your pocket that takes 3 seconds to prep. When you want to go into this routine, you just add that card to the bottom of the deck, and you are literally good to go. And with that one card inside the deck, it allows you to do this whole routine. And you get so much magic out of one prepared card, which is a perfect example of how clever Jay is at actually routining effects around. Again, with this, it's really great because that X on that card, it jumps from one card to another card to another card. And the ending, I love the ending, because at the very, very end, you take this card, you tear it in half, and you actually show that you can forge that X onto the other half of the card. It's incredibly strong. And it's another example of a routine that came out many, many years ago that a lot of newer magicians don't even know about, because it came out so long ago. It's so old, it's kind of new, but it is super commercial. It doesn't require a table. It's an instant reset. There's no angles. It's easy to do. It's super visual. It involves getting the spectators watching and happening the magic in their hands. It's really good. I love Forgery. Let's have a look right now at a full performance. So I said, we're going to do a trick with a pack of cards. And one of my favourite films, I think you liked it as well, we watched it together, was Leonardo DiCaprio, Catch Me If You Can, where he was a master forger and he was forging checks. Yeah. Do you remember? And he pretended to be an airline pilot and a whole bunch of different stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I should tell you as well, you didn't know this about me, even though I've been married for years. I'm actually also a master forger. And I'm going to explain how you can actually use magical techniques to forge something. Now, I should preface this by saying you shouldn't do this. This is illegal, but I'm going to show you how it works. Let's take a card. Say stop.
Stop.
Cool. Doesn't matter what the card is, to be honest. So we'll take the Ace of Diamonds. Are you happy with the Ace of Diamonds?
Ace of Clubs.
Sorry, the Ace of Clubs even. Yes, that too. I was testing and you passed the test. Well done. So I'm gonna put an X right there. Okay, do you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
That's going to be like our signature. That's what we have to forge. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, normally you have to use printing presses, but not if you're a magician. I want you to watch that Ace of Clubs. You see, if I just pull slowly, I can forge that signature off the Ace of Clubs and onto the next card, which is the Queen of Spades. That's pretty weird, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Let me do that again now. It's on the Queen of Spades. It's no longer on the Ace of Clubs. If you want to do it again, I mean, sometimes it almost looks about as close to real magic as you get. And I can do this over and over again. I can take this this X and I can move it onto whichever card I want to. But at some point, you're going to have to put it back on the original card. And the reason is, if the police come and catch you, you want to have it back on the original check it was on in the first place. So let me see if I can do this. Watch. I'm just going to do this and put the Ace back there and pull. And hopefully I can get it right back onto the original card. I mean, that's not too bad, is it? But let me show you, let me give you one more example of a forger. Look, I'm just going to take this card and tear it into two. Is that fair? Because technically I'm not really forging the signature. What I'm doing is I'm magically moving it from one card to the other.
Right.
So let me see if I can do this, because this is kind of really weird. Watch, if I do this and this, and this, I can actually forge that X onto the other half of that card, and you can examine everything. So this next routine is called One of One. And you know what? I've shown this to so many magicians and no one has ever seen it before or ever even heard of it before, which I find really odd because Jay put it on one of his best-selling DVDs ever. In 2006, he brought out a DVD called The Real Work in Restaurants and Bars, and he actually included it in that project. Now, I think the reason a lot of people overlook it is because there was so much really strong material on that project that I think this one almost gets overlooked. But it's a great card revelation. It really is. You need just a regular deck of cards and you need a prepared joker. That's it. Now, Jay talks about how on the DVD, and by the way, this is also in the definitive Sankey, Jay talks about how you have the joker in your pocket and you bring it out. I tend not to do that. I have the joker in the deck, and you'll see this in the performance in a bit. I have the joker in the deck and I just take the joker and put it to one side. Then I do whatever routines that I want to do. And when I want to do this trick, I take the joker and I go into it. Now, why is this so strong? It's strong for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's very easy to do, and yet with minimal sleights, it allows you to have so much magic happen. Because first of all, you make a prediction on the back of the joker, the prediction is wrong, but then you just literally rub the ink and the prediction is correct. You change the ink on the card so that the prediction is correct, which looks really good. And also bear in mind that this is a completely free choice. There's no force involved in this. Normally a routine like this, it involves a force beforehand. There's no force at all. You can do this literally anytime, anywhere, as long as you've got that joker, and you can change the incorrect prediction to the correct prediction. But then you show that you show the joker, you show that the correct prediction is on the joker, you put the joker into their hands and you say you're going to change the ink around again, and then when they turn the card over, it's now their selected card, and you can actually have that card signed if you want to. which give, and I'm not going to do that in the performance, but if you want to, you can have that card signed, which gives it another kick. And the nice thing is, you just take that joker, you put it away in your pocket, or you leave it in the deck, and you're ready to go again. It's an instant reset, and it's a different outcome every single time. The magic happens in the spectator's hands, which makes it really strong. The visual of the ink changing on the card is great, but then you've got the extra kicker of the card changing, and it's one of the best card changes that you'll ever see. You know, we all know how impressive it is changing a card in someone's hand. Well, this adds an extra dimension to it. So if you want a really commercial walk-around routine for your act, this is something that you really should look at. I'm going to do a live performance of this right now. So, I've got Sarah behind the camera again. You can help me, Sarah? Is that all right?
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Joker out of this deck. You'll see why in a minute, but I'm going to take the Joker out. We'll get back to that in a minute. And I want you to pick a card, Sarah, but I want you to know that it is a completely free choice. So take any card out that you want to, if you just reach around and grab any card. Now have a look at the card, show the camera, do not show me. Very important I don't see. And just say stop.
Stop.
Cool, put the card back there. Was that fair? That's the card. Do you see it? Is it in the camera? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to leave that card about halfway down. Do you want to push it in, or do you want me to?
No, you can push it in.
Okay, that's got to be fair. You can't get fairer than that, really, when you think.
Okay.
So do you remember the Joker?
Yes.
There's a reason for the Joker, and the reason simply is I'm going to use the Joker right now to work out what your card is. I'm actually going to make a prediction on the Joker. More specifically on the back of the Joker, I'm actually going to write something. I'm going to write the name of your card, okay? Mm-hmm. So, am I in view?
Yes.
But you can't see what I'm writing, right?
No.
Good. I'm having to bend down to do this, so I hope you appreciate this isn't the most comfortable thing in the world. Okay. Perfect. Okay, cool. So, I've written something on the back of this Joker, right?
Yeah.
If I said I'd written the name of your card, would that be good?
Yeah.
I actually wrote right here on the back of the Joker, 5 of Hearts, which tells me your card was the 5 of Hearts. I wrote the 5 of Hearts. Was that your card?
No.
It wasn't.
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, let me see if I can rearrange this ink. Look, you see where it says 5 of Hearts?
Yeah.
If I rub it, then hopefully I can turn it more into a King of Clubs. Rearrange that ink. Was that your card?
That might be my card.
Was that your card? I managed to get it. I changed the ink on the back of the Joker and I turned it into your card. That's not bad, right?
Not bad, no.
But look, I'll go one step further. You see, I can actually move this ink around again.
Okay.
See?
No.
But not the ink on the back of the card, the ink on the front of the card. I changed the ink on the front from the Joker to the King of Clubs, which is actually the card that you picked. So the next routine I want to look at is Ship in a Bottle. Now, this can be found on volume 3 of the Definitive Sankey Vanishing Ink collection. But also, this is another example of a marketed trick that came out when I kind of was first getting into close-up magic. A little bit like Snowstorm. This was released as a marketed trick. And it's not like you need gimmick cards for it, but you got like lots of duplicate cards and you got a sheet of instructions on how to do it. Now, this is a really simple effect. And what basically happens here is you draw a ship and you draw a bottle and you push the ship into the bottle. That's what happens. You draw a ship, you draw a bottle, you push the ship into the bottle. And I've done this for so long. It makes an incredible opener. And one of the reasons it makes an incredible opener is it's really quick and it's really visual. And the back of the card is signed. Now, you'll see when I do the performance, my drawing that I do of a ship in a bottle is terrible. I've already filmed the performance for this. And Sarah said to me off camera afterwards, she went, that was the worst drawing of a ship I have ever seen. And it is, but I make it purposefully bad. Because when you make it that bad, you kind of have to explain what it is. And there's inbuilt comedy built into it as well. Obviously, if you're an amazing artist, you could draw it a little bit better. But it's the whole concept of, as an opener, and we've talked about this on this channel before, an opener should be quick, it should be visual, it should establish credibility, and also it should allow you to do something that they haven't seen before, rather than just saying, pick a card. Well, this ticks all the boxes. You take a card, draw a bottle, draw a ship, boom, it goes in, and and the ship's in the bottle, and then you give them the card as a souvenir. Now, from a commercial point of view, it's an instant reset, because as long as you have a few extra cards, because obviously you're giving out a card every single time. So what I tend to do when I do this is I get myself a 2 of Hearts forcing deck, and I literally just sit there for an hour doing 52 of these, and then I'm set for absolutely ages. So that's something that you can do. But as long as you put those cards in your pocket, it's an almost instant reset. It's examinable. It's easy to do. There's no angle restrictions. The spectator ends up with a souvenir. And one hot tip, one thing that I'm actually working on at the moment, is doing this exact same routine with a cube in a bottle. So I draw a cube and I draw a bottle, and I push the cube in the bottle, and then afterwards I then perform cube in bottle. And I love the idea of doing cube in bottle as a drawing, and then giving them that as the souvenir, and saying obviously that'd be impossible to do in real life. Let me show you something that'd be impossible to do in real life. And then I finish the set, I top and tail it by doing Henry Harris's cube in bottle. And I love that idea. I'm just playing with it actually, because I'm trying to make the routining work a little bit better for how I want it. But that's the idea. I'm going to perform this for you now. I don't see many people doing it. I'm willing to bet there's a lot of people here who haven't even seen this, but I highly recommend it. It's called Ship in Bottle. Let's look at the performance now. Right, Sarah, I told you earlier on that I'm a great artist, and I showed you my drawing of a snow globe, and you said you were impressed, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be even more
Actually,
impressive.
I'm not sure I said I was impressed, but I like the trick.
You like the trick. I'm going to show you something even more impressive from an art point. I'm going to use a 4 of Hearts, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to draw something. Am I off camera at the moment?
Yes.
You're just going to have to tell people that I'm being honest here. I'm just drawing on the 4 of Hearts. Is that okay?
Yeah.
There we go. I've drawn. Can you tell what that is?
No.
What do you mean no? That's a ship, and that's a bottle.
Okay.
Obvious, really, when you think about it. That's a ship. That's a bottle. Look, there's the little ship part. There's the mast, and there's the sails.
Oh, it's like it's more like an anchor, but okay, yeah.
It's a ship, and it's going into a bottle. Now, here's the thing.
Right, yeah.
I'm just going to pop your name on the back of the ship in the bottle again. So we'll just put Sarah P. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and do something with this drawing. There we go. Just make sure this is right. We're going to do something with this drawing, because I'm going to try to do something kind of really weird. Have you ever seen they put a ship in a bottle?
Yeah, I've seen that.
And do you know how they do that?
No.
Some people think it's to do with like a piece of string and they pull the sails up. It's not like that. If you've ever seen a ship in a bottle, it's all to do with the fact that they've hired a magician to put the ship in the bottle.
Okay.
And that's why I've drawn this amazing drawing of a bottle and the amazing drawing of a ship, to show you exactly what happens and how the ship gets in the bottle.
Right.
You see? Do you see the bottle?
Yeah.
Look,
wow.
keep an eye on it. All I have to do is push. And when I push like that, I can actually push the ship in. But that's how it works. I mean, the ship's right there. Look, the ship's gone in the bottle, like I said it would. I mean, it's still got your signature on, but there you go. That's how you put a ship in a bottle. So the final routine I want to look at today is called magnet card. And again, this is a routine that involves writing on the back of playing cards. Now, the first time I saw Jay do this was live. I was actually watching him at the Blackpool Magic Convention many years ago. And he was doing the horseshoe, and he was, which is kind of like a 15-minute set, and people rotate round. And he actually did this as part of his set. I remember it as if it was yesterday. He'd had Mr. Clean's Coins Across in there as well. He did this. Doesn't really matter. It's also on the L&L DVD set, the Best of Jay Sankey, which you can check out. And it's also on Volume 3 of Definitive Sankey. So it's been a few places. This is kind of like a poor man's ambitious card. What I like about this is it gives you a hook. It gives you a reason for the ambitious card to take place. In essence, what's happening is they sign a card, and the card's going to come up to the top of the pack 3 times. And how you frame this is you draw a magnet on the back of a playing card. That's on top of the deck. And that magnet, you say, is going to draw their card through the deck because they signed the card with the same ink. You'll see the presentation in a minute. Now, I love the routining behind this because the first 2 times it comes up, it is so visual. You're using the Monty move in a very clever way. The first rise especially is incredible because they really believe the card's down in the middle of the deck, and boom, it's immediately second from top. But those first 2 phases, they basically set up the finale, because at that point the spectators are convinced that their card is what it's meant to be, which means that for the final phase, you can kick them in the teeth where you actually show that the magnet card is actually their signed card. And it makes a really great giveaway. Now, I've actually, there's certain routines that you perform when you're doing weddings or restaurants where they work really well for kids and others don't. I find this routine works really well for kids. So if you're a restaurant performer or a wedding performer, you're looking for something to engage the kids as well as the adults, this is perfect. If you haven't seen it, let's look at a full performance of Magnet Card by Jay Sankey. So we're going to do one more trick here, Sarah, with the deck of cards, okay?
Okay.
And you're going to pick any one of these cards. It's a completely free choice. So I will dribble the cards down to the table like this. And as I do, anytime you want to, just say stop.
Stop.
There, you sure?
Yeah.
That card right there. Cool. So we'll leave those here for a minute. You'll see why. It doesn't really matter what your card is. The Ace of Clubs. Are you happy with that one?
Yes.
Cool. And we're going to put your name on it. So we're going to put Sarah...
Yeah, that's my name.
Petty.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And I'm doing a little smiley face as well. There you go.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
there's a reason I do that. I need a lot of ink on this card for this trick to work. Because this is all to do with the ink in a Sharpie marker. I don't know if you know this, but the ink in a Sharpie marker is actually magnetic. Were you aware of that?
No.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm going to prove it to you. We'll put your ace somewhere into this half. Where do you want it to go? Just say stop.
Stop.
Right there?
Yeah.
We'll leave it sticking out for a minute. And we're going to grab another card. Again, it doesn't really matter what the card is. We'll take the 2 of diamonds. You happy with that one?
Yeah.
And I'm going to take the 2 of diamonds. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw something on here. See if you can guess what I'm drawing. Any luck so far?
No.
No, what about if I do...
Oh, right, like a horseshoe or a magnet or something.
Yeah, it's not a horseshoe, it's a magnet. Although if I did this and this,
Yeah.
and I drew a line there, it might look like the back of a horse. Or a man bending over, I don't know, something like that.
Okay.
But it's actually a magnet.
Right.
Now, I drew the magnet on the back of this card
Yes.
with the same ink that we wrote your name on that card.
Okay.
Which means that the cards are linked magnetically.
Yeah.
Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to pop your card down into the middle of the deck. It's probably more towards the bottom, actually, because it was in the middle of the other half. And I want you to watch the magnet card right here, because if I just do this, I wait a second, and when I do, the card, no, seriously, the card right there underneath the magnet card, it's your card, I told you. Now, it works every single time, which sounds absolutely crazy, but it does. Would you like me to do it again?
Okay.
Look, I'm going to pop your card about halfway down. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Now watch. Look, it really does go halfway down. Nothing happens till I do this. Listen. Did you hear the pop? Every time I do that, the card comes right there underneath the magnet card. Now, the problem with this is every time you do it, the magnet becomes a little bit stronger, which means if you do it a third time, you might have problems. So look, I'll show you. You put it in again.
Yeah.
If you do this, it won't work. Look, it won't come second from the top. It won't come third from the top. It won't come fourth from the top. And the reason is the magnet comes so powerful if you do it more than 3 times. And what happens is your card ends up getting stuck to the magnet card. And that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. So, guys, that is another 5x5 in the bag, as Ryland would say. I really enjoyed doing this one. I really did. I love Jay Sankey. I love a lot of his material. And as I say, the stuff where he writes on playing cards and draws on playing cards, I think that that's really creative. So if you want to see another 5x5 around this subject, he's easily got enough material for me to do another one of these. Or would you like me to expand it and do a 5x5 on routines involving writing on playing cards from other creators, in which case I could do that as well? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget, guys, if you want to see more videos like this, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and I'm going to be back again tomorrow at 9 o'clock with the Talk Magic, 6 o'clock with the live, and 2 o'clock with the shorts. I'll see you then. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.